It's hard to remember way back.
You're supposed to dance, Cameron.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
All right, so we always introduce our host before our guests because it's our show.
Ours.
Okay.
Oh wow, you said it's our show.
I did.
I heard it.
You're
That's
welcome.
like a first
I
time.
know. Well,
You just got promoted.
I did.
That's right.
Yay.
Yep, Brooke McNeely with Skew Ninja White Spider.
Mhm.
Eric Howerton with Skew Ninja White Spider.
Mhm.
That's me. And who do we have with us today,
Who
Brooke?
do we have?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Mystery guest.
Mr. I know.
Mystery guest. I think it's none other than the one and only, the all-powerful, beautiful, perfect,
It's gonna go on. This is like 5 minutes.
awesome human Cameron Smith.
The one and only.
One and only.
Yay.
I'm really touched.
You should feel, I mean, like, I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I'm feeling like this is the best day of my life right
I
now.
know. We've like stepped it up a notch.
Well, I told you it's the highlight of my career.
It
It should be.
Because we have all kinds of people that watch this every day. We have
Millions.
a huge audience, Cameron.
What happens when I start this up and start driving?
I know. Yeah, the key's in it. You totally.
The blinds down. We're being recorded. Let's do it. Let's see what happens,
See
Cameron.
what happens.
This is
Yeah,
kind of
with the blind down.
this could be like our swan song, you know.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the supplier community in Northwest Arkansas. What do you think about that? Like, so you were around when there wasn't that many suppliers around here. You've seen it grow. You've seen the community grow, all that kind of stuff. And now we're in today's time, 2019. Hate to date the video, but we are. And what's going on now? What do you see happening based off your historical experience?
First, let's go backwards. Where this thing started, about 1993, I had just relocated to Arkansas, married the woman of my dreams. I was living in Laguna Beach and packed up a U-Haul and moved out here, and we ended up in Fort Smith.
That's a great place to land after
Yeah.
Laguna Beach.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
really
It's you
is,
stepping
yeah.
in.
Because you got water in Laguna Beach, right? And then
Right.
you have the Arkansas River.
When I pulled the surfboard out of the back of the
Yeah.
truck, my neighbor's going, "What the hell?"
Who is this guy? There's no surfing in the Arkansas
I
River.
still have that surfboard, by the way. It's
No,
in
you
my
don't.
attic. It's in my
Yeah?
Are you
attic.
serious?
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Do you
have
ever
it at
go
your office?
surfing?
I'll bring it here. You can put it in your office.
There we go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Do you ever get to go surfing again?
No.
No.
There's not enough Advil in California. To get me to surfing. So anyway, we
Can we talk real quick though about your surfing experience? I mean, I don't want to derail the conversation.
Well, we need
but, I mean,
pictures.
we got
It's our video.
Cameron Smith is a surfer guy.
It's
dude.
awesome.
And so,
That's
did you
true.
surf a lot back in the
oh
day?
yeah, started surfing around 6th grade. Of course, that was just if you didn't surf, you were just weren't a man. Back in
Right.
Southern California, where I grew up, so I had the bleach blonde hair, I had the tan, and I just looked like the consummate surfer that you see on Surfer magazine.
Like Bodie on Point Break.
Exactly.
Were you Bodie?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was not Spagoli either. A little smarter than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, started riding waves in the 6th grade, and I surfed all the way till, gosh, I was about 40.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, about 40, right before I moved to Arkansas.
Oh, so you moved to Arkansas when you were 40?
Like that, yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that. I
I'm
thought you.
92 now, so
Now.
yeah. So yeah,
You look
surfing.
great for 92. Though. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, let's. I mean,
I surfed every day that I could possibly surf.
really.
I mean, I surfed all day, then I flew back home, worked at Earl Ike Dodge, mopping the stalls, all the grease off the stalls. Did that till about 6 o'clock. Got on my bike, rode it to the Forum. The Lakers and the Kings were playing. And I sold peanuts.
That's
The
awesome.
Forum. That's the way back when.
So how did you sell peanuts? What would you say?
Fresh roasted peanuts right here. Fresh roasted peanut.
Hey, I need some peanuts, sir.
And they were only 25 cents, so it's really easy to make change.
Yeah.
And then, so you try to get there earlier so you can get peanuts because you can make money doing that. It's light. You can walk all over the place with them. Got there too late. You have to sell coconut orange. It's sticky.
Yeah, just struggling.
You know, it's heavier. And if you got there really late, the only thing sold was malts.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. This big
Even
old
heavier.
ice chest.
uh-huh.
Oh, that's great.
35 cents, and then it's 35, 40, 45, 50, and everybody's yelling, down in front, you idiot.
Yeah.
Just getting hazed.
So yeah, I got hazed, but it was work, and I got to see some really cool basketball games back then. Jerry West and
Oh, cool,
Elgin
man.
Baylor,
Really?
Will Chamberlain.
Oh, man, that's epic.
It was
Awesome.
awesome. It was awesome.
And then you go surfing, and then so would you do like half pipes and all that kind of stuff? I mean, freaking carving it up. I don't know what I'm really talking
Yeah.
about.
I know,
That's,
yeah. Obviously.
Snowboarding, but
Yeah, I
no.
know.
And skateboarding,
Let's give- yeah.
not
X
surfing.
Games. Yeah.
Hang 10, hang
Yeah.
5.
So
Yeah,
did you shred it though? Were you shredding it?
Actually, I've mostly surfed on a longboard.
Okay.
Shred too much on a longboard.
You're just riding the waves.
It's like a rocking chair of surfing.
Yeah.
Right.
Big, slow moving waves, and but I loved it. It was my life.
That's cool.
And then you moved to Fort Smith.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then-
And then.
yeah.
So I had been a recruiter out there in California. I met Monica in Las Vegas, and when it came to who was going to move where, I lost a coin flip. Moved out here in '93. Thought I could keep my business going in California in the recruiting, and that failed miserably. And I struggled. I mean, we had to have a garage sale to pay our bills for a couple of months. I was stressing out.
Yeah.
Then I stumbled on an opening for a Huffy bicycle company called Walmart. And I'd never even been above Fayetteville at the time. And I thought, well, I could do that. So I called them. They awarded me the search. And during my travels and recruiting, I realized, wow, there's a cluster of companies up here in Bentonville.
And at that time, that cluster. I mean, were there just like some of the more major brands?
45, 50 of them. They were mostly all housed in Beauterre Office Park.
Yep.
But Clorox was here. They had about 4 or 5 people back then.
Wow.
You know, Pillsbury, Nestle, Coke. There was a lot of them, about 45, 50 of them. So I ultimately filled that job. But every supplier, we call them vendors back then, they all said to me they could not understand why every supplier would have an office here. They, in some cases, quadrupled their business. So I'm driving back to Fort Smith. I remember I knew the radio on. I thought, oh my gosh, what did I just see? What did I just hear? And then I realized when I got back and I researched that Walmart's doing business with thousands of vendors, and they're not here. That's an opportunity. So I did a complete out face of my business, and my wife used to go to the stores and turn over a can of soup and look at where the address was, and I'd come back and I'd call information. I'd get the company. That's how we started our Rolodex database back then. So we started, plucking away at it. It was just me, my yellow pad, and a phone, and Monica did the invoicing, which too many invoices going out back then.
Yeah.
Then it just took off. I mean, we would call companies, we talk to them about putting an office here, and they thought, just a headhunter trying to close a deal. So I went back to the existing base of suppliers, and I said, hey, would you write me a why Bentonville testimonial? Why should a company be here? And man, those were so compelling. So I started sending those. Back then, we faxed them off to Hallmark and Hasbro and all these different companies, and it woke them up. I mean, these are their peers talking about why they should be here. So they would call me back and say, hey, tell me a little bit more about this. So then they made the decision, okay, we have to have a presence in Bentonville. So we move one of our guys out there that knows our product line. We go to Cameron, find somebody who knows Walmart. 8 times out of 10, they opt for us. That's how it started. So and then we call companies like Tropicana, say, or no, Welch's. Welch is the one that called. They're looking at spreadsheets trying to figure out why their business is down at Walmart. And I'd simply tell them, Minute Maid's here, Gatorade's here. They're all here but you. And Tropicana's here. Welch's is not. So it took them years and years to finally listen to me. It came. So we'd use the competitiveness with the suppliers, like talk about their competition was here. Next thing you know, I was filling 18 to 20 jobs at a time by myself.
Wow.
So fast forward, 2019, there's 1,684 Walmart offices.
Wow.
And there's about 25 teams that have over 100 people on it. About 10,000 people work in a 20-mile radius of Walmart headquarters. It's been a great run. I think we're credited with luring and staffing close to 500 of those companies.
Wow.
26 years. Been a good run.
No, that's awesome. Hey, what's going on with Cameron's microphone? Do you know?
He's not talking into it.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Better.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's the radio voice.
Let me raise it up a little bit. Oh my gosh, almost busted it. There.
Kind of. Yeah. It's fine.
So we need to do that all over again?
No, it was perfect. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Is it okay, Brooke?
It is.
Okay.
Because you know me, I can fix anything.
You can fix anything?
I can fix anything.
Okay, good.
So that's kind of the in the beginning, I can see a lot of the competitiveness, but was there another layer of where it kind of hit an explosion? I mean, because that's a lot of offices going from, what'd you say in the beginning was
Five or six.
5 or 6 all the way up to 1,600. I mean, was there anything from that time period that kind of, other than what you were doing in sending communications to these suppliers, but was there an event that where, it kind of increased that attention and everybody moving in?
Category management was a game changer when that started happening, and they had advisorship, category captains. That lured a lot more companies here, gave them a reason to be here. But if you look at the real estate spikes, it will mirror the supplier community. So when they write the story about the evolution of what's happening in Northwest Arkansas, if somebody traces it back to its origin, they'll clearly find that supplier to Walmart ignited that boom. Today, it's not just about the suppliers because we've peaked out. All the big guys are here, but they ignited it, they started it, and now it's about Top Golf and restaurants,
Right.
School, hospitals,
all the supporting things
Yeah.
to all this. Yeah, that's substantial growth for the area for that for all those folks to come in.
Is that why
Yeah.
is that why we're always we're recession proof? Remember when in 2008, 2009, they deemed like the whole Northwest Arkansas area recession proof.
Yeah, I never like to make a bold statement like that because it'll come back and bite you. But in 2008,
Because there are millions
we
views.
recession-proof, Cameron Smith?
well, you go back to 2008, I'd say no. we're not.
I mean, I lost my job, but yeah. But I
Yeah.
remember reading it, and I remember being like, whatever.
Yeah. When the stock market crashed, first thing that happened to my business is companies go on hiring freezes. So we were in the middle of searches down to offer time, and it just stopped.
Wow.
We were literally out of business for 6 months. It was just trickling in here and there, but it was a very scary time for us. So, we're prepared now. We have an outplacement side of our business now. So outplacement is almost the opposite of what we do. When you go into a recession and companies start laying people off, and we just change hats, and we are now outplacement counselors, and we can help these companies help their people get reemployed faster than if they just push them out the door.
Yeah, that's cool. So what what do you see kind of happening going forward in the supplier community? You say we're kind of capped out, right? With all the major companies are here. Do you see that that there will be more job, like if you keep the same amount of companies, but is there opportunity for them to employ more people at those companies?
Yeah, as Walmart changes, and nobody knows this more than you because you're in the commerce side of the business, but every time Walmart moves furniture or comes up with new technology or challenges the supplier with something in the digital world, the suppliers have to react and they have to add resources to that. So that helps us immensely. We're seeing jobs now like data visualization expert. the heck is that?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
15 years ago, nobody knew what that was. And so it's a game changer. And they say hire smarter people than you, and that's real easy for me. And I've got some real sharp people within my firm that get that. And so you know, we just wait for the next change, but we have to be out in front of it for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine like as Walmart does move its furniture, that you and your team are understanding what those things are, what that means to the supplier community. So they got to start looking for different types of talent, pulling that from other types of businesses, and then there's probably a lot of education when those folks come in, like a data visualization person that doesn't even, probably has never even dreamed or thought about working for a supplier for Walmart. There's a lot to learn when they step into that, I'm sure.
So the biggest growth area right now is the third party world, like we have at White Spider. Um, there are over 400 third party companies in and around the Bentonville area, data analytic companies, marketing companies, packaging companies, software companies, logistic companies. And they are referred to as vendors to vendors. And we're seeing more and more of those companies evolve. There must be 30 marketing companies that Walmart works with. But it's not a real secure position because, Walmart does it about face. You don't have a seat at the table anymore. So it's very competitive for them. That's a big growth area for us. I have 3 or 4 people that specialize in the agency side of the business. So that's a big part of our business as well.
Do you see a lot of those third parties like that continue to expand in the community? I mean, that will probably continue to accelerate as Walmart makes more omni-channel shifts, and it becomes even more of a complex
Absolutely
organization.
I mean, I'm not a fortune teller, but this whole new campus that they're building is just incredible. And I know that the plan is to, I don't know this, but I would imagine they're hoping to lure more e-commerce from San Bruno back here. But it's a huge move for all of Northwest Arkansas. Everybody's been so insecure about, will Walmart put their headquarters, if they sell Sam's Club off. Well, I think they pretty much ended that speculation.
Right. So, I mean, I think that one thing on that is like maybe you can talk a little bit about just the growth of the community and the infrastructure around here. I mean, when you were coming up in the 90s, it looks a heck of a lot different just from the landscape and all the infrastructure than what it does today, and all the things that have been going on, especially in the last few years. I mean, do you see like there was a significant acceleration from like say 2010 to today versus before?
Our first office was on the Bentonville Square, and I'm not kidding you. Other than the Station Cafe next door to me, we had about drive 20 minutes to get food. Fred's was the closest place. Now there's a restaurant about every 40 feet on the square.
Yeah.
And it's changed considerably. So, as a resident of Northwest Arkansas, it's been fun to watch the evolution of not just the suppliers, but all the amenities that are coming in. The arts, crystal bridges, the bike trails, the outdoor activities, the performing arts that we have, the camp. Every year there's something different. It just gets more and more exciting. And I'll tell you, we back in the 90s when we were luring people here, say, "Yeah, we got a job for you in Arkansas." They just look at it like you're crazy. They think they're just waiting for me to start talking like this. How you doing?
Yeah.
And that's what they thought Arkansas was.
Yeah.
But
Did
now,
they have to drive into? I mean, they flew into Drake Field at that point.
Yeah, Fayetteville.
Yeah, Fayetteville.
So
And then you'd have to go pick them up in Drakeville, or they would have to rent a car or something and make that long trek
Well,
up 71 then too, right?
we still do the same thing. We fly them in at night. Because when you fly into Northwest Arkansas, even today, you don't see anything down there but
No.
chicken houses.
I know.
And that's just not a first good perspective for
No,
Mama.
yeah.
She's looking at her husband going, really?
My friends have flown in from like the Washington D.C. area, and they're just like, "Where are we? Like, do you live like
don't
on
see
a chicken
anything.
farm. Yeah.
There's just trees everywhere. It's pretty, but
Yeah.
what are those long, skinny tin buildings?
Yeah.
So we fly them in at night, and we have a route that we drive them. Be careful going through the airport down to Cave Springs, where there's old cars and tires and
Sure.
or
Yeah.
jacks. That's good. Cave Springs will probably be after me now.
We're after about everybody, I think. So
Yeah.
you'll be all right.
So, yeah, it's just so fun to see what's happening here, and when we recruit people here now, of course, going to talk to them about a job. Say the best part about what I'm about to tell you is where it is.
Yeah.
That's the way I start every conversation. So that sinks the hook. And if you can't sell Northwest Arkansas, you shouldn't be in sales.
So what are some of the high points that you'll talk to them about the area?
Well, their biggest concerns right now are, schools for their children. And we're all ready with all that information. We can send whatever we want. The fact that we've been noted by so many different magazines and periodicals about the best places to live and work.
Yeah.
I mean, each month in a different city, you'll see Springdale, you'll see Rogers, Bentonville, Fayetteville. So that sure makes it easy because that's a third-party validation of what I'm trying to tell these people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an easy sell now. And I mean, case in point, since I moved here, my brothers moved here, my sisters moved here, and my best friend's about to move here.
I've already been here, Cameron.
Huh? You've already been here?
Your best friend.
That's true.
Your best friend.
We're besties. So, I mean, like, what I would like to know, like, if you're talking to somebody, I mean, it's easy to sell the entire area, but what would you say, or what does your team say? Like, this is, I mean, above all else, this is the best thing that's going on in this area, as far as a place to live. Or let's give us top two things that you say. Is it schools and the friendly people?
He really wants you to say Eric Howerton.
Yeah, I know
say
it is.
like
Yes,
Spider,
it's
downtown
the
Springdale.
schools, and Eric Howerton is
Yeah.
the reason you should move
Can
here.
you say that, please?
Yeah.
Please.
It has a big city feel at times, but it's really still a small town.
Yeah.
I love that. I hope that doesn't change. It really depends on what they're into. If they're into the arts, we go down that path. Yeah. In the schools, we talk about that. Usually their trailing spouse. They'll want to know about employment for that person. Housing, cost of living, those are all lessons. I'd love to have that conversation.
Yeah, because it's pretty incredible, especially if you get somebody that's coming in from San Bruno or California, and you tell them that they can, what costs $250,000 here is nothing over there.
Yeah, they could sell their 1,700 square foot home in San Francisco, move here, have a 5-bedroom house on the lake with a boat dock, and still put $500,000 in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. And you're still closer to work than you would probably be out there in the bigger city, and so it's just so much more convenient.
Funny, I read something yesterday that like 85% of the people that live in Northwest Arkansas, their commute to work is less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
For me, it's 4 minutes.
Yeah, you do live really close.
Yeah, you'd walk.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just zip in there. You can be there in 4 minutes, go home, come back. I mean, it's pretty. You got a good thing going on, Cameron.
I do. I'm very, very lucky.
So, I mean, in the Pinnacle area where your office is at, I mean, my gosh, what about the change there just in the last few years? I mean, and they're building. So I live up that area too, and I mean, the amount of buildings that they're building just in that turnabout, right? I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, they're calling it the $1 billion mile.
Wow.
That's what they call it. Before they used to call it Times Square of Northwest Arkansas. Now it's the $1 billion mile. I'm glad we're right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Of course, I haven't seen that kind of money, but it's pretty exciting. I mean, they're moving dirt and putting buildings up everywhere, and gonna be a little congested when they get it all done, especially 300 apartments going in Pinnacle down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you got all those brownstone houses going in. I hope they have a plan for the infrastructure.
Yeah.
I've spent 2 terms on the Chamber of Commerce for Rogers. I know that they're on top of all that. And they're thinking years ahead of where it should be. Mayor Hines does a great job with that. And now I'm on the Bentonville Chamber with Graham Cobb.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun to see the millennial environment they have in Bentonville, what's happening there. It's really an honor to be on that board.
Yeah, I'm here putting a new campus there. I got the exchange there, the bypass or whatever, the exits, and being able to get on in and off. I mean, the amount of infrastructure they're putting on that side to flow the traffic, mountain biking trails, places to eat. I mean, it seems like that. I mean, by all intents and purposes, I mean, for folks that are moving in from the area that are used to kind of the California lifestyle, I mean, it's just going to be. I mean, they're going to have a really great experience. A whole new culture.
Yeah, my sons come and visit here, and they're just blown away. Of course, they're into mountain biking and outdoor activities, and they go back and tell their friends. And, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll meet people from New Zealand and Australia on the mountain biking trails when I'm out riding. I mean, it's crazy. They're just asking about where to go, on the local trails, and they came in specifically for that. So even though it's just crazy.
You know Graham Cobb, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You know what happened to him?
No.
He had a terrible bike accident.
Oh, no. Really?
Graham, if you're listening, hope you're getting better, bud.
Yeah, man.
He's at Northwest Medical Center.
Right now?
Yeah, he punctured his lung.
Oh, my gosh.
And his collarbone. So it's got to be hurting.
Yeah.
Thinking about you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Sorry to hear about that. I guess he was, you know where he was at when he,
know.
Yeah. Let's figure that out.
68 years old with bad knees and ankles. I haven't been on those mountain bike trails yet.
Yeah.
I need training wheels.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Cameron, thanks for joining us today, man.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And this has really been the highlight of my career.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you.
Sitting in the back of the bus and actually the front of the bus.
Yeah,
The front. You're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, there's a bed back there in the back of the bus, but you're in the driver's seat.
Have a night.
I'm in the driver's seat. So thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Oh, let
It's
me
been
put the
awesome.
music on. There it goes.
And that concludes our episode for today. Thank you, Cameron
Thank
Smith,
you.
for joining us.
Yay.
We appreciate it. And thank you for all you've done for the Northwest Arkansas area and that your team continues to do.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right.
All right, that's it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Is that okay, you think?
Yeah, it's great.